Hey everybody, it's Walnut Fox here again. I got another quick tutorial of, we've been using these flying machines that I seen that Shulkercraft had built, and they're based off of another design, and I'm sorry, I don't know who the original designer was, but I thought for the folks that subscribe to my channel, I'll show them how to build these real quick. They're relatively easy. There are a couple of tricks to them. I've gotten pretty good at rebuilding them every time I blow one up, so not a lot of materials needed for it, but they are kind of expensive. Each one of the modules, as you can see, needs 3 ancient debris. The reason that is because these, I forgot I can just do this. These are explosion proof. So I built both versions of it. You can do a single module, just this piece, and it'll blow about a 5x5 hole, a consistent 5x5 hole in stone. You can do 2 modules, which is about a 12 by 6-ish, 7-ish roughly hole in stone from this point right here. So about 6 high and 12-ish wide. And then you can chain these together as long as you've got room for it. So all the way out yonder here. I don't suggest going much bigger than 4 modules because it's hard to see from over here where you're running it from. It's hard to see the other 2 over there. And I'll tell you, if you're running around in the, especially like I'm doing on the server there, in the nether and some gravel lands on here, because you blew it out of the ceiling, this thing tends to not fare so well from here to here. So I've gotten real good at building these pieces. Alright, so to start the tutorial, you're going to need not these and not this, but you're going to need slabs and walls, some TNT, some observers, a block of your choice, at least however many modules you're going to make it. We're going to build we'll build the 2 wide module. You know what? I'll build a 4 wide module, that way you can see how all that works. So you're going to need enough slime blocks to launch the TNT. You can swap out all of the other blocks for honey blocks in case you don't have a slime farm and it's early on in the world. But these have to be bouncy blocks. These have to shoot the TNT over to here. If you use the honey blocks, see all these parts over here? That's from using honey blocks. They tend to explode. Okay? Shroom lights are handy, and the reason that we're using shroom lights is because they're a solid block. They can even transfer redstone signal through them. They act as a solid block, but they're also a light source. So if you're in a cave somewhere and you're just boring into the side of the mountain or in the side of the wall there, you kind of want some light over there so you can see what's actually getting blown out of the wall. What's left? Dead coral fans. Doesn't have to be horn coral, it can be any type of coral. Both types of pistons, detector rails, mine carts, blocks of redstone, temporary blocks, and like I said earlier, 3 ancient debris and a note block. 3 ancient debris per module right here. So, oh, it's been more than 5 minutes. Cool. So we're just going to come out over here a ways. It doesn't have to be any specific distance. And what we're going to do is we're going to start the first module. This is where the TNT is going to explode. It's going to normally be right in either right over here, right here, or about right here. Okay? It normally doesn't land back here. If it lands back here, it's because you got gravel up here and it blows all the stuff up back here. Alright. So if we're going to do the quad module, you have to have 6 blocks in between. You have to have 6 blocks in between the dual module. Not on the 6th block, 6 blocks in between. So here's your ancient debris, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then more ancient debris. Okay. Alright, so this is the blast pads for all of our modules. Okay, as you can see over here, we're going to need to have shroom lights. I'm going to build up one section and then I'll cut and bring you in when the rest of them are in, but that way you guys don't have to stand here and watch me bounce back and forth. An observer facing into the shroom light, so that we get a redstone signal this direction. Sticky piston facing this way. Temporary block. Regular piston. Not there, but there. Facing each other. Now I have a texture pack on that shows that this one has a sticky piston. If that is not, if you're not using a texture pack, this sticky will not be on the side. Okay? Alright, so these snake along one block at a time and catch the TNT and blow holes in the walls. I'm going to build these other 4 and I'll bring you right back. Alright, so there's the 4 TNT catchers, and just like these ones over here. Alright, now we're going to build the TNT duper. Okay, so we need 1 block gap, then we need an observer, then we're going to need a wall. Any type of wall will do. When you put the TNT on this wall, it looks like it's in this block here, but once it becomes an entity, because it gets updated by this minecart, it realizes that it's supposed to be up here, and it's kind of sort of in this block when it's moving. So this block shoots out this way because it's a bouncy block and not a sticky block, and that's how we get the duplication happening. The duplication relies on dead coral fans. For some reason, this right here is the ticket. Okay? Alright, I don't need the ancient debris anymore. So from here, 2 slabs, 2 of your sticky blocks. Okay, put that there. There you go. The other light source, just because, you know, I mean, it helps light everything up along here. And then what we need is, not that, not this, but this. A dead coral fan, a TNT, a slime block, a slab here. This slab allows the entity, the activated TNT, to come up half a block, because this wall is technically a block and a half tall, and it allows it to kind of get stuck in the slime block and get launched forward. The other thing that it does is it keeps our rail and our minecart that is going to be here, and this is going to be, this is an extremely important part. Don't put that in there yet. keeps it from moving over here and falling out and doing all sorts of stuff while this is moving. All right. To arm this, you need temporary blocks, 2 of them. Okay. Do not, I repeat, do not, if you make a mistake and put the rail here, break the rail before you put the minecart on it. If you don't, this is going to activate. It's going to fall through there. It's going to blow up a bunch of stuff, and you're going to be upset at me. You put the detector rail here facing with the machine. A piston here. Then you put your minecart on there because the minecart gives this a signal, and it's hard to see. You can just see the red under there, meaning that the redstone is on now. But if we push it over with a piston, this doesn't quite recognize that yet. See? This won't blow up. There, now this is armed. As soon as this moves, TNT is going to get shot over here. Okay? You do that with the rest of these all the way down the line. It's exactly the same pattern. And I'll bring you guys right back when I'm done with it. Alrighty, so we've got all 4 of our mine carts and detector rails shoved into place. Now you can use honey blocks here. They're cheaper than the slime blocks. All these ones have to do is be sticky. You can intermix as long as you don't put them next to each other. So these 2 have to be either slime or honey. This one can be slime or honey. This one can be slime or honey. This one can be, but if over here, if you put slime and honey, remember they don't stick to each other. So they have to stick to each other. Same thing all the way down this line here. So you can mix anything together that you want. I like to try and keep it all the same and keep it simple. I found that this version with the honey blocks is a little bit less expensive just because of the amount of slime balls it takes to make a slime block. It's 4 bottles of honey versus 9 slime balls. Okay? So what we want is we want a 2-block gap to start with. You'll notice that there's a 1-block gap here. We have to activate this and prime all this later. So we want a 2-block gap. On the 3rd block, we want a regular piston facing towards us. Okay? Now you can't do that little double click thing in survival, so you'll have to put a block here, put it in, yada yada yada, right? Okay, then we need an observer facing away, and then a redstone block. And then your other sticky or bouncy block, whatever it's going to be, right here. This is the engine that moves this forward. As soon as this pushes this, this goes over here, it gives a signal, pushes it forward, this sees it, pulls this forward, blah, 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 blah. You'll see it in action directly. So this little piece is what pushes this piece. Okay? One more time, we're going to go out 3 blocks. Right? Go out 3 blocks. Put a regular piston so that there's a 2-block gap. And then a redstone block. An observer looking into that redstone block. Remove your temporary blocks and put your sticky block. Okay? See you in a minute. Okay, so now this is kind of what it should look like if you look at it from over on this side. You've got 4 identical pieces, exactly 6 blocks apart. All right. Now comes the engine that drives the entire thing. This gives us all of the timings and makes everything fire at the right time and sequence. Okay. So we need a 1 block gap and then a regular piston. Now this piston is pushing on this sticky block. This piston is pushing on this sticky block. Okay? If we don't push the sticky blocks, they don't come with us. Honey, or sticky block, sticky piston, sticky block, redstone block. Okay? 4 of these. So 2 in your sticky block, regular piston, sticky block, redstone block. And there's all those pieces. All right. So now, 1, 2, 3, redstone block, temporary block, sticky piston. We have to connect everything together. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 3 of the same block that you used here. Redstone block, temporary block, sticky piston, remove the temporary block. Make sure that you remove the temporary blocks. Trust me, I've seen me forget that probably about 4 times now. So it's 3 sticky blocks of your choice. A redstone block, a temporary block, a sticky piston, remove the temporary block. Got it? Okay. All right. Now, the last thing that we need to do before we build the controls, 1 block gap, regular piston. 1 block gap, regular piston, facing the machine. Facing the machine. And 1 block gap, regular piston facing the machine. All right. That gives us the amount of delay that we need to get everything to move. Okay? All right. From our engine right here, we need to place in 1 sticky piston. Okay? Then on using our temporary block, redstone block. Okay? Temporary block, sticky block. Then we need a sticky piston right there. See? Okay? Sticky, yeah, facing backwards, so that it can pull everything across. Okay? 4 more sticky blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, so 5 in total. An observer on this one facing that way to power this piston. The second one in, observer facing this way, okay, to power this piston. We are finished with these. Now we need these. All right. So now we have our Hey Go button, our note block, an observer facing into that to sense the change. So if I right click on this, this flashes, puts out a redstone signal. The fancy building block of your choice, you can use anything that you'd like. It has to be a solid block here. You cannot use sea lanterns or what else? Glowstone, glass, stuff that doesn't transfer a redstone signal. Other than that, you can use anything that you want. a sticky piston to grab this piece and pull it back, and then the other sticky block. And that is it for building the flying machine. Your controls are right here. This is your control circuit. This is your engine back here that runs everything. These push our TNT duper, and these move forward to catch our TNT and put it in the right spot. Okay? Now that being said, we still have one last thing to do. You'll need a block of redstone. This piston right here. The main one for our engine. Okay? We're going to stick it on top of that piston. See everything moved over? Everything's all extended, everything's moved over. Okay? When we break this, it'll come back, move forward one block. This will get retracted, and then it'll push it out of the way again. Watch. Hopefully we can catch it all working. Alright. This is the configuration that it needs to be in. Okay? That's why we put a 2-block gap here. You'll notice that now it's a 1-block gap. If we activated this engine with this being here, we would have pushed the whole thing forward and it would have been out of alignment. Okay? And now your tunnel bore is complete. Right click the note block, everything moves forward, starts digging a hole. Right on. So hopefully you guys can use this. Put it in a tunnel in your world, find your diamonds, build it at level 11, and don't blow up the diamonds or the redstone or the coal or any of that stuff. You know, you can if you want, but you know, dig it out of the wall. You get more that way. Go use fortune on it. Right on. I hope you guys like it. Like I said, this is I seen it on Shulkercraft. They did a video on it, and I apologize. Like I said, I don't remember the developer of this. I know that they were using all slime blocks. I don't know if anybody's used honey blocks yet, but it's definitely a lesser expensive way to go, even though it is kind of expensive with the ancient debris. But anyway, hopefully it's something you guys can use. If you liked it, hey, hit the like button. If you ain't subscribed yet, go ahead, hit the subscribe button. It doesn't cost anything. And until next time, have some fun and play some games. See ya.